Bro, all these pussy ass niggas is out here telling me, oh, Maya finna run through King and shit, bro. Maya finna kill all these niggas, bro. Oh, Stigma trash and shit, they finna get their ass bust, bro. What the fuck is going on now, bro? Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up, bro. King out here holding up this shit, bro. King out here by himself, beating down Maya, bro. It's all about King Harlequin, my nigga. King motherfucking Harlequin, my nigga. That's all it's about, bro. Nigga came through by himself, bro. Stigma, no, bro. King, nigga. King, nigga. Sign me up, no, nigga. King, nigga. King, nigga.
I already told you.
Fuck out of here. Yo! What's going on, guys? This is good, Victor. Bringing you guys another
session of the Boar Hat Podcast.
Oh,
Nah, today's the Fairy King podcast.
Yeah. Honestly, don't even call it the Boar Hat Podcast at this point. Just call it the Fairy King's podcast. Honestly, go ahead, stroke your own ego, kid. Like we ain't gonna stop you.
All I want anyone to know is his hair is still garbage. That was my only complaint. I just don't.
It all depends if Diane likes it or not.
My thing is this: $10 says King's still not tall enough to get ahead over her anyway, so it's perfectly fine. She's probably still taller than him in like a normal form.
He does look taller though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is a little bit.
Did you see the height of Guardian, bro? Did you like? I noticed that like King did indeed get taller, but then when they put him right next to the Guardian, like.
Yeah, I think it was kind of huge. I'll give you that. Like everything he's doing now is just bigger. It's like
you can use that. You can use that in foreplay as toys. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
what I'm saying. Like Diane's a big gal. She has a lot of needs. Like a lot of needs, some big ones too.
Guys, today we're talking about chapter 281. We had an amazing reveal of King's powers and what they've evolved into.
Trash.
We've also got a lot of other points that develop too. A lot of really good points about Mayo. It's gonna be very, very interesting to see how that's gonna develop.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, and it looks like we may even be getting into an exact portion just for Mayo. I'm not sure if that's gonna be the case or if something's gonna happen. When I say exact portion, I mean like the perspective of the story may turn just to him, or like reminiscing about what's going on, or like how Gauther's gonna try and like help him get through the tribulation that he's going through. Because I don't want to elaborate too much. We'll elaborate later on, but it does seem that Mayo is consciously making these decisions. This is not a crazy man. This is Mayo, the angel of death, getting his retribution.
All right, so let's hurry up and get to the bulk of this stream.
Let's start first of all. So everybody, quick, chapter rating, and then 5-second. What you thought about it?
It was fun.
Hey,
Finally get to see what King can do.
He flexed on that man. I can't knock it. He flexed on him, beat his ass, beat that nigga's ass. I like the stuff where he was reading Mal's heart. He was kind of like going off. I thought that part's interesting. So when we talk about that in detail, I'll go into more depth.
I found it interesting that King only just had the ability to read someone's heart now, even though his sister was able to do that before she even got her wings. So he really is a really crappy brother.
I think more on the fact that his ability to become so heightened that he can just do that with a mere glance.
I know this is like not that important, but like I just also found it funny that Elizabeth is just holding Diane. Just holding her in the beginning of the chapter, like she's so fucking big. Like King, like help. like earlier before we used that ability at Garden, somewhere fucking was, but like bro, like help her. She's fucking carrying this big ass girl.
She doesn't look like she's struggling as much as she did last week, though. Maybe she got used to it.
Maybe it was King's calming aura.
Stop.
I did like the way they described that, though.
I also liked how King kept the body of Derriere along with who else was it? Who else was in there? I think it was not Gother.
No.
Yeah,
Oslo.
Yeah, Oslo. So at least it shows that like he's very conscious of other people's I guess there's now that he can read hearts. Now he's very much conscious of people's feelings because Elizabeth even saw Derriere but she wasn't able to do anything for her. I liked how King was able to kind of do something that I'm not sure if it's a play on of like, oh, I can tell that you don't want her to crash down the floor and blow up into a million pieces because
I think it's gonna actually turn into a we're actually gonna actually do that for the King's power discussion when we get into that in like 10 minutes or whatever. Because I think that we could interpret that as the reading of hearts, as also the reading of somebody's inner like mind. Like when the first thing I thought about this when I saw that was when Meliodas was talking to Dreyfus, whenever he was inside Fraudulent's body, when like it was when they were gonna kill Meliodas, the Ten Commandments or whatever. He actually talked to him and then he started like crying and shit and he stopped. So like,
oh yeah, trying to reach out to him and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was interpreting. But. Well,
in a different light for the most part because it's King using an actual ability. Yeah,
exactly.
I feel it.
Yeah, but I think somebody mentioned it earlier about how they were describing King's power. Let's start off there. It says in the translation that I read, this magic energy, it's so deep and calming, like the engulfing blue waters of a lake. It's not just his magic energy. His entire aura and personality seem different. Are you really the king I know?
And then he plays mind reader, and it's like, don't worry, it's still me.
Yeah, like
cheeky little ass smile.
The new heartthrob, clearly the new
There was the badump.
I guess that hair is the new heartthrob, even though Nyan about it. I mean,
I don't think that stuff's gonna last too long when Bond comes in and he's just like what's up with that hair, man?
Yo, Ban would be the one to come and roast his hair for sure.
Honestly,
100%. He'd be the one. He'd be like,
He'd take a match to it.
No, he'd be like, who's this? It's King.
Yeah.
What? He'd be like, who?
Who's this furry boy?
Why'd you let Hauser style your hair?
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Chill out. Because I actually enjoy Hauser's fit. Hauser's fit isn't that bad, honestly. I will say this in terms of King's power and everything. I guess because they're supposed to be plants and insects, that's his new molted form. So obviously he's a different person, even though he's dead ass the same.
Okay, but it's supposed to be he's becoming more one with nature, literally.
Yeah.
I also I did see on my timeline a lot of people didn't like the chapter. They thought it was bullshit. Or
yeah, actually,
I saw that quite a bit in my timeline. They didn't like the chapter. I heard the chapter was mid, everything like that. I'm like, I kind of get it, just because it feels like a really big jump in his ability. But we have all the little evidence there that alluded to that this day would come from him.
We do.
So it wasn't this Bakina. It came out of nowhere. And in addition to that, it's he's supposed to be the strongest of his clan, right? And I know that the people but Maya's supposed to be the strongest, angel, but he's also supposed to be the strongest of the fairies. So him being able to stand against him doesn't seem as far-fetched as some people are making it out to be. I do understand he did absorb a bunch of commandments and whatnot, but he's not all there, and we've seen that. Clearly he's not all there. He's Elizabeth, killed. My sins can't be he's fucked up in the head. So
but when
to me it makes sense. It was fine.
Jumping on that real quick, or jumping in on that, I'll bring up this point. I remember someone saying on one of their streams that if Male's power was where it's supposed to be at, right, in the 200,000s and everything, they said that for me to enjoy this chapter, I can see King coming in somewhere between 150 to somewhere before 200, and that Male's been using too many high level attacks and basically wasting all of his energy for the most part. Probably the reason why he wasn't able to stand up to King at this point. Because King just came through, transformed, new style, new hair, new everything. So obviously he'd be able to overpower Male with brute force, as he's been able to every time we see King go off.
I wanna segue from that because that's actually the way that I was gonna counter or address what was being said earlier by what Naya observed. We were said that he's supposed to be the strongest of the fairies.
He's proven it.
Mael is not the strongest goddess. The supreme deity is.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The strongest.
That's true.
The strongest demon is the demon king.
Not Meliodas.
Yeah, I'm not saying that King should be compared to the deity or the demon king at this moment. But I'm simply saying if we look in terms of titles, like you guys were, that's where that title in terms of prestige should be. Now, granted, even in the times of 3,000 years ago, the fairies were an inferior race in terms of destructive power. We were discussing a few streams ago, all of us, of the characteristics of some of the innate natures of these species. You know, how giants seem to be tough innately, no matter what. How
there really isn't a hierarchy when it comes to fairies. It's either you're just a fairy or you're the fairy king. Like, it's one or the other. Like,
we've seen other stronger fairies.
Yeah, like Gerard.
Yeah.
I think you meant like in terms of like an actual system, like you know how they have
Oh,
the
yeah.
four archangels.
Yeah,
and
okay.
ten,
No,
like,
but-
you know,
Yeah.
the demons have commandments, have
Yeah.
generals and stuff like that. I'm
the
like,
7 deadly sins, holy knights, great holy knights. Like,
Yeah,
they
but
have
yeah,
a
listen,
system.
that's what I'm trying to address is that, like, all the ranks, as far as we know, just like you pointed out, the only thing that really matters is the deities at the top and then every other rank, because all those positions are just warriors. You're not a commandment race. You become that position. So I'm simply saying that if we were to compare the positions, king would be compared to the deities. But the reason why I think this is justified is not because like it was alluded to that his path was going to be the warrior's journey already, but simply we were told the characteristics of what the Chastifold is. It's made from the tree, and the tree is made from like the magic of the land. And we were told 3,000 years ago that's the war was over. That the all the magic in the land was in one place, plentiful in one area, and that it was a war over control of that. So it makes sense to me that a resultant of that, this fairy forest, the tree, it would produce a weapon that's exceptionally potent. You know, it's a natural, like, essential thing. I'm not saying Excalibur is a concept that's not comparable to it. We actually talked about that Excalibur should be the strongest weapon in Taizai. But I said it before and I'll say it once again. I think the reason why King is this strong is because he has the Chastifold. We were told that the reason, it's not that King is strong, it's how much power you can draw out of the Chastifold. And he's able to draw the most power out of any fairy king. That's why he's the strongest. So I have to allude to, the Chastifold is the strongest weapon in Taizai. Because he has it, he can be stronger.
It's more the spirit spear than Chastifold itself that is probably the strongest weapon in general.
Nigga, the Chastifold is what?
No, okay, listen. So what I'm saying is, right, okay, so you're saying that Chastifold is the strongest weapon. I'm saying that the strongest weapons in Taizai are the spirit spears, because fairies, who already have more magic than humans to begin with off rip, can draw more power from their weapons than any.
This is just semantics. We're confusing the words. I'm calling a spear a spirit spear. So I'll use your words if you want me to. Yes, the spirit spear, which King has his form. I guess he calls it Chastifold, and Gloxini has Basquiat. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, then yes. Then the spirit spear is the strongest weapon in Taizai.
Yes, I will say that. The only thing that comes at close second is probably Excalibur, and then the other weapons.
Does that
continue?
Nine? Does that justify, or is that a justifiable reason as to why King is this strong?
I'm in agreement with that. That actually makes sense to me. And like, I always felt like his arsenal of attacks has always been the best, to be honest. So his weapon's very versatile. With
Yes,
the multiple
very much
forms and healing and all that kind of stuff. So it's always, I agree with that.
The other thing I wanted to say, and I don't mean to like keep rambling, but this is like, I thought about this before. Let's say that that's not the reason why King's that strong, right? Let's say that King's just that strong because of the power of love and whatever bullshit. I then see it as a plot usage. It's a way to extend the fight and to keep it viable, to keep on competition against him, because that means that Maya isn't done. What King's saying that Maya's at his limit or whatever, something like that, like, I think that he's not going to be defeated. Like, right now is the time where he's not going to be defeated. That's what it turns to be. Or the other option could be that this is the resolution. But the fact
I kind of
that
agree with that. But
Yeah.
I'm so ready to be over it, though, this guy. I'm so ready to move on.
Yeah, honestly, it's been a while with Mail. But continue, Glenn.
No, it's basically that it could be that like the author is making King this strong because Miles is going to become a little bit stronger or whatever. He's not going to be defeated by a King. It'll be somebody else. But with Gother interfering in this way after King like defeated him through force, it pretty much shows. It's almost a confirmation that like there's going to be a different resolution. It won't be through force anymore.
Well, King said he's not going to kill him.
Yeah, he said he'd fight him as many times as he had
That's-
to.
that's-
Exactly. So
crazy.
basically, like, yeah, if you got smoke, I'll beat your ass how many times you need me to.
You can't tell me his power level is not over 250k if he's talking like that.
He has to be stronger than him. At least in the magic category.
Yeah.
In the magic category, yes, but I'm saying total magic, right? Total
He
magic.
has to be bodying him. Like, have we seen
No,
some
no, no.
individual who was lacking exceptionally in one, but one was so great that he just bodied the other? Besides Gallon, obviously, like in that one example. But even then, like
Someone who was weaker than someone else with like one. Okay, who is it? Who is it? Fucking. What was this fight? Oh, here we go. Mon Speed, and Escanor. No, Esterosa, because Esterosa has more strength than Mon Speed, even though Mon Speed switched places and then literally started choking out Esterosa, even though he's supposed to be weaker. I think Mon Speed was at 16,000 and Esterosa's at a clean 60,000 for strength.
What?
No, yeah.
They're all 50. They said you have to be above 50,000 in order to go into injury form.
I'm talking about like actual tiers of abilities. Like Mon Speed was at 16,000 for strength, not for total, for strength.
Oh, for strength. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then I believe Male was sitting on something crazy like 60,000 or something like that.
How can it be 60,000 when his overall is 62,000? Are you saying he only has 2,000 in magic?
I think he had more strength than
Pull up that nigga shit. No, I don't want to hear it. That sounds credulous as fuck. Pull up that nigga shit.
I bet. Don't even have to tell me twice.
But while you're looking it up and while on the topic, do you guys think that Mael was stronger with Sunshine?
No.
He was more stable with Sunshine. And
what about at his peak? At his peak, at least at his peak.
No.
Yes.
Like the summer solstice, it's high noon.
Or summer solstice, the one summer solstice. Chill out.
2 cents.
Is he stronger?
Nah, bro. Nah. You can't.
Hey, this does bring up an interesting thing. Okay, if they have a similar solar system as us, and say Merlin creates a cube on Mercury, which is the closest planet to the sun, which has probably the shortest day period, would Escanor ever lose?
No, absolutely not.
Because it's like, ooh, night is like 5 seconds, and then bam, full power again.
Be kind of powerful.
Escanor.
Praise the sun. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about Escanor? Come on.
Yep.
Esterosa. I don't know at this point. Fuck it.
Alright, so let's move on with the chapter discussion. The next essential point is we're going to talk about a little bit more about Maya. Now, we speculated on the stream before, a few podcasts ago, whether Maya was consciously sane or not, whether he was in a different form, or whether he was just going crazy. A few of us speculated on both sides, and the community asked us, throughout our different sources that we go to, we actually got some input. And most people are saying that Maya was going crazy, that he didn't really, this form was in a conscious form. But that seems to be completely incorrect. I'm going to read out all the things that are going through Maya's head and that are in his heart. As we know, this is what King was reading and looking at. Stay out of my way.
Here we go.
My sins cannot be forgiven. What did I do? Hatred. Stay out of my way. Elizabeth. Once more, it'll all come together as one. Why me? Stay, Elizabeth. Hatred. You will know the pain and agony of my disgrace, of my humiliation. These are the things that are going through Mael's heart and Mael's head. Let's talk.
He's a lunatic.
He's definitely deteriorating.
It all makes sense because obviously Elizabeth, he loves her, so she's gonna be there, right? He kind of was just like a person that Galther picked to use a spell on, so he kind of feel like, what the fuck did this happen to me of all people?
Yeah.
You know, kind of too like, oh, I'm supposed to be strong as in 4 archangels, like this happened to me, like this is a disgrace. I can't be forgiven. Like he's too far gone. Like all the stuff in his head to me makes, or his heart, whatever, or soul, whatever I want to call it, makes sense. But it just all like it's like all boiling to the surface. It's overbearing, and he's just not there mentally now. You're just a monster.
Yeah, essentially.
It's an Ice King moment. where only
Yes.
like the basic elements are the only things that are starting to be left. Like Elizabeth, the hatred, which how is he not being affected by his own commandments at this point? I don't get it. Eh,
I would say the reason why
Um,
he's not probably getting affected by his commandments
Bro,
is
we've gotten
because
into that so many times already, bro. We already speculated. We already know.
hold on, because back and I read some of the fight prior to him getting more commandments and everything, and he already had Mon Speed's commandment, or I think he was still fighting against while he was fighting against the two archangels, and I think he was strong enough to face off against them. He was like, oh yeah, you guys can go ahead and get mad at me, even though like you're not using even though like I have my commandment in here, talking about the supreme deity and her grace and everything, and being able to like bless them with the power to not be affected by commandments. Did he have another commandment at that point, or did he absorb a commandment after they fought?
No, he absorbed 3 at a time, and then he only gained 1 additional commandment. He's only absorbed commandments twice.
Yeah, but it's not making sense though. He's not afflicted by his own commandment.
Let's not get into that. We've already
No,
speculated and stuff.
you
Yeah,
have to
let's
address
get back
that.
on to like.
it's
What-
just something that keeps getting brought up that needs explaining big
Yeah,
time.
like,
But yeah,
you know
we
what,
can
you know
dwell
what?
on that later, I guess.
Graham, I know you just want to talk about King.
Now, the thing that I really wanted to point out is, he says, "My sins cannot be forgiven. What did I do? What did I do?" Like when I keep harping about like the fact that he's conscious and he's choosing to do these things, it's another one of those like it's a thing that Taizai has done like continuously. The flip flops when you're like, these are angels. They're supposed to be the peaceful ones, but yet they're ruthless in the manners in which they do things and almost unethical. And then this hero of peace is choosing to do these horrific, chaotic things, these criminal acts. He's choosing to do them. So it's like the irony of the situation that just keeps building up for this character. And I love how like Nakaba's like elaborate upon it. Like I want to see what else there is to do because he's also intertwined it with Elizabeth, and we talked about it last stream too. Like whether when he came after Elizabeth, was that like on purpose or like was he trying to capture her and shit? It looks like he's indeed trying to capture her, bro.
Well, the one line, the what did I do, that could be like, how does it come to this point that I did that? What did I do? It's more questioning why he did it, not that he did it.
You know what? Honestly,
It's more rhetorical. Like, what did I do? What did I do? Like I can't believe I did that.
honestly, at this point, I feel nothing because it's like, yo, you've already killed my girl. You came through and killed like a ton of people. You're a weirdo. That's not your girl. Leave her alone. Get over yourself. But he doesn't want to. I get it. Yeah, he was controlling everything.
You got Maya.
I don't care at this point. It's all like he's someone who really couldn't get over himself. It's all like, yo, someone doesn't love you. Relax. Like I guess. I mean, I guess he was like so used to everyone loving him after he became so powerful that he couldn't realize that hey, maybe someone actually just won't actually love you and like the way you want them to, and you should like get over it. But I guess he was never able to. So
He had all the power, but not the personality.
nope, nothing, none of it, and that right there is more or less the crux of Mail's character. So when he was taken over, and then he finally got back right for like what 3,000 years sealed away for no reason, and then came back. Oh yeah, I'm still Esterosa after killing like thousands of people for God knows what reason. Comes back and is all like, I can't think of anything besides revenge. All right, fine, fair enough. You're granted that. You're granted that. Someone fucked with your memories for 3,000 years. Obviously, you'd be ever so angry. But you finally realize, oh yeah, like my power was taken away. I was used for a different cause. I'm angry as hell. But maybe I should calm down. Had no chill. Which again, reasonable. But at this point, it's all like, yo, I'm kind of ready for this guy to go down low key. Can someone just stop him, please?
Yeah, I think I'm hoping Gauther kind of
Ends
gets
this.
through to him because I feel like the one thing that I liked about what King was like, I'm not really gonna kill you. If you want to fight, I'll fight you again, yada yada. Because like King doesn't really have any actual stake in this. He doesn't even know who he is, right?
Exactly.
So it kind of feels whack if he's the one that defeats him, because like you don't have any personal investment or stake or emotional whatever into this fight. You literally are unafflicted by the curse because you don't even know who this nigga is at all, right? Galther, because of his master, he has more to do with this than him. So I hope that he's the one that kind of dispels whatever it is that's afflicting him, at least to some degree. I feel like King's the wrong person to do it with. Not like I wouldn't like, it wouldn't bother me that much, but I feel like King was the wrong person to like defeat him and like kill him and then move on.
Oh yeah, slap him up and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he's getting afflicted by so many commandments at one that their effects are just not happening, because like he's like probably going through all of them.
Probably.
He has hatred. He's hatred, and then he's triggering the probably the other ones too, like purity and all of them.
Yeah, purity, rectance, and truth. But I mean, hey, at this point,
Like if he comes into contact, like a Meliodas shows up with his commandments, this dude's just gonna like explode on the spot.
probably.
Well, he was looking pretty like he was more compressing into himself than anything.
Yeah, he's gonna explode. He's gonna be like, I can't take it anymore.
Personally, I'm just waiting for. Go ahead.
He just like this tragic story with him, because it's kind of like wasn't his fault in a sense. Like couldn't tell you how he was as a person totally as like an angel and whatnot. But as Estarossa, he wasn't really himself, so it wasn't really his fault in a sense. He was afflicted by a spell. So it's just like this kind of sad thing where like, man, you're a fallen angel. You fall into this disgrace, whatever. And I think he knows to some degree, and doesn't think he can turn back at all at this point, especially after having like done it to his brothers or whatever. All the archangels is like he's too far gone in a sense. So I'm hoping Galther can kind of like find him in the darkness or whatever. I really don't care if he does. At this point, I just want him gone.
Low-key,
I'm tired of him. I'm tired.
Low-key, I agree because here's the thing. Even as a goddess, this dude literally was a simp. That's what he was. He was a simp, not even a cuck, a simp. Even worse. Worse. And it's like, yo, it's like, okay, oh, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I said, okay, fine, fair enough. You know, your mind's being controlled and everything. But it's like, yo, you told me that, like, with all the power and literally, and like with everything, like, you have the world at your fingertips. But one girl is fucking you up that bad. Dude, come on.
What?
Like, for real, though.
Bro, y'all niggas have shit out of whack. What are you talking about?
No, that's not my issue. That's like that's not my issue with him. That's fine. I get that. I've been there. But my problem is that I feel like he was important and confident enough to at least have given it a chance himself.
I mean,
like,
this is what happens.
It's like he didn't do, like, from what I can tell, he didn't do anything to try. He just saw them kissing and got cheesed, and then went and cried about it. Like, you went emo. Nigga, you have sunshine. You better flex.
Okay, if you guys are saying that, like, the reason why he's loathing after Elizabeth, no, I agree with that. That is a little bit exaggerated. He didn't even like fucking try anything to get her.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't.
That's I don't think that's like the primary reason why like he's having all this hatred. It's not.
Mile like is opposed and dedicated himself to murdering demons. To see one of your own, basically having a relationship with a demon, that goes against everything you believe in. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I don't think it's that either. Because they haven't. No,
it's like an abomin. It's like an abomination to him. It's detrimental to his entire character.
Bro, they literally told us that he watched himself kill all his comrades. He even said like that's why he wanted to come after fucking Galther.
No, I'm not talking about before he became like Estarossa yet.
Bro,
yeah, I'm talking about like when they like saw.
You have to remember the one constant as Mael and Estarossa is his love for Elizabeth. That's the one thing that was true.
Yeah. That, but combined with the fact of how he's built himself up as a far as his reputation.
Bro, are you guys talking about why he's in love with Elizabeth so much, or why he's like having all these hateful feelings and pains?
More like the correlation, really.
Okay, because I'm simply pointing out that it's been made very, very clear that even though that's a very strong reason, and it may be even half the reason, the other half of the reason is what was done to him. And that's what I'm saying. There's no reason to...
Absolutely. We're not saying it's Elizabeth the end all be all. That's not what I was saying. But it's a big reason because look how many times he said her name in this chapter. He said dead or alive, Elizabeth. You know that yada yada yada. Like
I have your soul, I have your body.
It's basically it's Gotha, Rudishell, Meliodas, and Elizabeth. They're all the factors.
Basically.
He wanted to get stronger, and that's why to impress his brother and everybody else. And Gotha took an opportunity to utilize him to end the war.
Yo, who's smacking on chips, bro? Nah, is that you? How'd I know?
All right, so
I'm schmiking.
I just want to see like Cusack and Chandler in battle already. Tired of mine.
Honestly, yeah.
Moving on from the from Miles' despair, we see a display of King's power. So let's get into it.
Okay, go ahead.
So from previously known, we've seen King's development of the Chastity Fold. In the series of Taizai, Nakaba has very interestingly shown us the Chastity Fold from two different characters. We haven't gotten all of the forms from either of them, and I believe the sixth form is the only form that we're missing that we haven't seen from any character. And I think there's a total of 12 forms, 13 forms. Let me pull up the page right now. But we've seen all the forms of the Chastity Fold. There's the first form, which is
wasn't one of his forms like to turn into this like light thing?
Yeah, a luminosity.
So like now that thing he's gonna become like a walking flashlight.
I think he'll use it more as it'll almost be like a miniature sun at this point.
Not another sun.
No, like a miniature sun. It'll be more like an artificial kind of thing. But it'll be,
All I'm hearing
made out of fire. It'll be like a bioluminescence kind of thing. And he can use it to maybe like float around and blind people and then come in and attack them.
You know what? Not continue. I don't wanna derail the what's going on here.
So you have the form 1 is Chastity Fold. Form 2 is the Guardian. Form 3, Fossilization. You only seen one time, I believe. Form 4 for King is the Sunflower. All the forms are the same, but they're different variants. Like Gloxinia's Guardian is a beetle like wasp type thing, whatever. Guardian.
Yeah, it was like a hornet bee kind of thing.
Hornet bee.
Yeah, it was definitely a hornet.
Yeah. So they're all the same. Every number is the same exact thing, but it's gonna be a different variation of it, and maybe do some different things, particularly different. Besides like the tentacles thing, they do have some variations they're unique, but we've basically seen all the forms of the Chastity Fold besides one. Pollen Garden, as we just saw, Luminosity, as we just talked about, Increase are the excessive daggers. Sunflower is the form that we saw. We have the Yidra Cloth, that is the armor form for Form 5. So, the Chastity Fold, the characteristics are made from the Sacred Tree. The Chastity Fold, you draw power out of it, and I guess it's how much power you can draw. They could call it a Sacred Treasure, but it's, I guess, the only Sacred Treasure that isn't like that Barter didn't give it to them. I believe. I think that's the only specification. I think all the other Sacred Treasures were given to them, correct?
Yes.
The king didn't give him one.
No. I believe every single because here's the thing. In his flashbacks, you don't see him with Chastity Fold at all. So that was also given to him by Bartra.
So Bartra gave. No, I don't think that was.
Yes.
No.
King even said himself when he came through. It's all like, yo, it's like, what happened to Sacred Treasures? Like, we were all given one by the king.
Why does Gloxinia have a Sacred Treasure?
Gloxinia probably made that one on his own, low key.
So he was the first. So he made it on his own, and it happens to be the exact same. No, King didn't get his shit from Bartra, bro.
So you're telling me that the king ordered?
They literally told us it's made from the tree.
Yeah, like he took all right. Listen, I want you to get some bark from the Fairy King forest.
Oh, that's what happened, huh? Some humans went into the Fairy King's forest. Which, and then they got some bark.
It's very unbelievable.
Yeah, some bark. bark.
Yes.
It's like, you want a piece of our tree, you lowly pieces of
Yeah.
garbage. No,
And it ain't even
no
an A
elder
tree.
die.
It's a tree. Cause no, fuck out of here, bro. We already told, bro. That's just part of the fucking tree and shit. And they somehow can manipulate it. And there's no coincidence that fucking Gloxinia, a nigga who was alive 3,000 plus years ago, has the exact weapon. That's a sacred weapon.
Yeah.
That's not a sacred treasure, bro.
But I'm
But
saying he should have taken Basquiat or whatever and dual wield that shit.
Honestly,
shit, that shit look badass. Ain't gonna lie.
like that'd be a little too badass. Like, chill out.
And then he would be like the most powerful person in the verse, as I've been saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean, he already is, but that would just make him the god of the Nanatsu no Taizai verse.
I see this shit.
Now, we saw the different forms that he used. Pollen Garden. Originally, the Pollen Garden's properties were strong defenses and healing. Correct.
Yes, still is.
A lot more
Just less
powerful.
glowy.
A lot more powerful.
It looks like a Neo-Spatian Chrysalis, if anyone's ever played Yu-Gi-Oh! No?
I think I've seen that card before.
I don't know what you're talking
It's like a
about.
larva.
It was a short-lived series, so but that's what it reminded me of.
Well, it
Oh
took
wait, hold on.
it took an attack, or excuse me, it took a light ball, a light orb above, ate it like a sandwich. So pretty fucking potent on there. The next thing that we see is Guardian, the second form. What are your thoughts on that?
Ursa Ring Machamp!
Oh yeah.
All the thoughts I have.
This shit is legit, like.
The bear's getting grislier all the time.
Honestly.
It was Fat Bear before, now he Buff Bear.
This is not a bear, like this is
Winnie the Pooh head ass.
this is a Leviathan, my nigga. Like what the fuck? This is
Oh, it's branching off like the tree that it's made from. That's why he has so many arms. I don't know.
I don't mean to branch it off to here, but like, because we all read different mangas and stuff. Whenever we do like comparisons, because we talk about it all the time on Twitter or whatever it may be, of like different series and stuff. I just can't help but like compare it. Like Taizai verse would body so many niggas. Like there's no excuse now. King has a sit to defeat Susanoo. Like let Sasuke run up.
Chill out. I don't want to.
Let Sasuke run up.
Stop it.
Well,
Stop it.
body
You're asking
not
for
body the
wrong.
Shishibukai.
Here we go. Seriously.
Quit
You see-
crossing the streams.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
so
Stop
yeah.
crossing streams,
We're
bro.
not-
Come on.
Alright, so let's
Listen,
stay
they're
on
not
story.
pulling up on the admirals.
Oh my
The
god.
next so we got the C form with
Just wait for a couple
Mayo
rankers to come through,
Mayo
right, Naya? A couple rankers come
He's
through.
such
What happens next?
Yeah, but it's gonna get Grimm just realized my friend Nick. It's a fucking meathead. Like he gets a piece, like he'll body this verse. Like nigga, I don't care.
Like, let's see Akainu handle the sense.
I don't.
All
know
right,
about that.
so we're gonna with the next one that we were gonna address is the Scythe of Silence of Mayo. So it looks like he actually chopped up Guardian, the second form. Is that what happened?
Oh
I thought
shit!
I thought it was a scythe that got chopped up, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like
that
increase?
it is an odd one because it's hard to tell what exactly all of that is.
I could have
No, yeah, that is the Scythe. That is the Scythe.
Yeah,
I
the
see it
scythe
now.
got the scythe got bodied.
Okay, I see it now.
I was about to say it's like y'all.
But
y'all really
how
thought
did
that happened?
see? Because that's what I'm not understanding the sequence. Because it goes from we see the display of the Guardian after he bodied him, and then Mayo pulls out the Scythe in response to that after getting hit, and then we see, as you just pointed out, it gets cut up. Does it get cut up by the increase? Is that what's happening?
It was increased because there's no way that the Guardian could have been making straight lines like that.
Of course.
At such a speed.
I mean, it does have claws on its hands now, but of course, agreed.
Yeah, but I think that was to be like, oh, what is he doing? The Guardian shouldn't be able to do that, and then it's revealed what it was, which was increase.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Okay. Because I was seeing is like this was the first display of what was gonna happen next. Like he was then gonna hit him with increase, but okay.
Because we already saw what the bear can do, and it's
Honestly.
So then the next thing that we see then when he says Mayo, I may not know how all of that much about you. And he says his hand signals to actually start coming after Mayo. Is this the first form Chastieful?
I don't think so.
You know what I'm talking about, right? On page 11, where these all these.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just don't think he had changed into that form yet.
That's the only reason why it would be these singular lines, wouldn't it? Or do you think that... Because if you look, every single individual Mayo is only being hit by one line. If it was increased, there'd be several lines coming after him.
What?
Go to page 11, and then you compare it to page 10, and you see the animations for like what increase did and what this second picture is. They're similar, and I believe it's because it's cutting motion. So if you compare the cutting motions, it's only one thing that's cutting. Where in the other photo, where Kishin pointed out that that's increases effect, it's several slashes on several areas. So I'm simply saying that because the next reveal that we got is the first form, that this is probably
Looking at it again, yeah, I guess it would be the first form.
I'm hearing you guys say first form. I hope you all know.
That's usually when King does his little hand jutsus. Is with the first form.
The first form is the spear. The second form is the guardian.
So he's still in his base, and he's bodying him.
No, he said it's true. It's true spirit form.
Okay.
Never mind though, because with these other panels, though, it doesn't seem like.
That was a true spirit spear. That was true. Yeah. So so that was form 1. That was form 1 for him.
But then look at the bottom of page 11 too. The two panels that are next to each other, like where Maya was flying out of it.
And then there's that one thing following behind him. Yeah.
No. I thought that's like a speed display to me. I mean, like all the little thing that looks like a tempest or whatever underneath him that he's getting out of. Those looks like increase. That looks like increase.
That is increase. Wait, Tempest? What the? I don't even know what page you're on at this point, yo.
No, it's a generic Tempest that he was referring to, not a name of an attack.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. And then another confirmation. Maya was indeed able to use all of his arc magic. We were speculating whether the forms from restricted his use of either. We haven't seen him use darkness in the way that he's been using arc, but that may be due to like his specialty as an archangel. Even though we did indeed see Estarossa use manipulations of darkness with like the Hellhound that he made, or some of the other techniques like a corporeal blade, we haven't seen any replicas of those again. So I'm expecting, or right now I'm seeing that he can only use things that he did as Mayo, and he won't get any more Estarossa powers. Which is weird.
I think that was just Mayo's real skill, innately, is that he was able to manipulate magic in such a way where, like, for example, on the light side of things, he could make a sword, energy blast in hell. In this chapter, we saw him utilize multiple arrows of salvation, and then as Estarossa, even though he didn't know it himself, I guess his body kind of did the same thing with with those dark blades and the Hellhound and whatever else he was doing with darkness itself. So I can see when he kind of got his memories.
He made a darkness blade when he was Mayo.
Yeah, he did. No, so I'm saying is that might be Mayo's inherent skill is manipulating magic, or rather raw magic in that way. And that's kind of the reason why he did. Or I guess he fought the way he did for the most part, because I guess he did it as Mayo, and then when he asked Rosa, he would do that.
No, I don't think it's an innate skill. I think if Meliodas gained arc magic, that he would also be able to use signature attacks. But the only thing that I'm saying, I think he specializes in arc magic because we've only seen one named attack from him in terms of like regular magic, and that was an arc technique. It wasn't a darkness technique. So that's what I'm saying. It may be because he's an archangel that he may have better control over his arc magic, and that's why he has an arrow of salvation and not like an arrow of darkness.
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. Either way. But this time he amplified it. He did several of them at the same time. It's pointless. Is like, how do I put this? Does it even matter that King is this strong now? Or like King becoming this strong, it has to mean more than just defeating Maya. Right? Like it can't just be for this situation, it's probably for something else. You know what I'm saying?
He was eventually going to become this strong eventually.
Yeah.
Gonna be.
It's just the situation's forced it.
It's gonna be
Kinda.
part of the combined force that takes down the Demon King.
Or probably whatever big deal we have to deal with later on, because I mean we still haven't seen the Supreme Deity show her ass anywhere. So
That's
that
what
might
that's what I was thinking. That he got this power up not to defeat Maya, but to defeat another enemy. That's why it's so strong, because that's what's going to be necessary to beat somebody else. It just happens to be.
I've got another crazy idea.
Go ahead, drop
And
it.
you know how those always work.
Drop it.
Slip
Drop
it in,
it,
slip it in there,
Okay.
baby girl.
You know, Grimm
Okay.
Grimm
Given-
got the theories.
No, mama.
Given the condition that Mal is in right now, and Galther has infiltrated his mind, what if he triggers him to like start doing the incantation that gets rid of the commandments?
Well,
And then-
that would help solve the problem.
Yes, but there's more. There's more to it. Which, okay. After that, he's messed up Mal now. He's like, oh, I'm somewhat clean again. And then the Supreme Deity comes in, and it's like, you are an abomination to me. Goodbye. And then he's dead.
And damn.
That sound will get blocked by Palm Guard. Tighten up.
What?
I feel like that would happen. He'd be like powerless, or he's not gonna be powerless. He's just not gonna have the commandments, and then Meliodas shows up. He's like, "I want the other commandments. I know you have them."
Yeah, what the fuck is Galther gonna do to this nigga?
God is gonna do some Jedi mind trick, low key. That's basically all I can see at this point. It's
It's
a
why
Jedi
I
mind
came
trick.
up with that idea. I mean,
Of course, we know that obviously just used invasion on him, but like, I'm just saying, like, what do you think is gonna be the scheme this time? Oh, are we gonna fucking like you said, make him release the commandments? Are we gonna fucking like make him kill himself? Are we gonna calm him down? Like, what is the goal right now?
The goal right now is to deal with the commandments, because they're the ones that are kind of push him to literally lose his mind. And with all that unstable magic, they have to get rid of that somehow, some way. That's like the first thing. Finding male psyche probably comes at like a close second, if not like just as important. But low key, I'd get rid. Like, if it were me, I get rid of the commandments first.
I want to take a shit. What are you talking about?
Talking about exactly what is going to be going on with Gotha
Dirty
taking on his
ass
commandments.
nigga.
Okay.
So right now, factually speaking, King is actually stronger than Zeldris.
Of course.
Maybe.
What you mean, maybe? Oh, shut up! Shut up! Bro, hold on.
I mean,
This is King
possibly.
8. This is King 8. What the fuck?
I'm not hating on nobody. That's the
Niggas 2 times ago would not say Zeldris can fucking fight fucking Mayo, but now Zeldris can fight King. Shut the fuck up, bro. That's just stupid.
No, I know. This is my question. Okay, this is my question. We haven't seen Zeldris do much, low key. We haven't even seen like fight anyone 1-on-1.
Oh, so you think Zeldris is the strongest Mayo?
Did I say that? No, I'm saying that we don't know what Zeldris can do, because we don't even know how powerful King is right now. We don't know if Mail had even exhausted his power, and now King was able to get on him, which in terms of magical power. So what's going on?
Well, Zarza, let's think about this. They calculated Zeldris' magic. They calculated that with the commandment active in him, and with his demon mark, which is constantly out. and now he lost his commandment. So he's not gonna be. He's gonna be weaker. He's not gonna become weak. He's gonna become weaker. But seeing the power boost for King, like he's just gonna annihilate Zelda.
Annihilate.
You say that, right? You say that, and you know what? I partially agree with that. The only thing is, when it comes to power levels and power scaling in this series, it's kind of wishy-washy because taking it back to the previous argument that I had with Grimm earlier, I was talking about when Mon Speed basically choked out Esterosa, right? Esterosa at the time had like what 53,000 for power, right?
Yeah.
For straight up strength. For straight up strength, it was 53,000, and then for Mount Speed, his was at 16,000, right? Total for strength alone, not for like complete total thing, just for strength alone, right? And then you have Esterosa getting choked out by someone who's less than half his own strength. So explain to me how that makes sense. Power levels are kind of like,
Well, I think it's more towards their physical strength, but I don't know if you could say the same thing about their durability. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and again, I feel you, but like I said before, power levels in Taizai are more flexible for situations than like say like Dragon Ball. That's what I'm trying to say.
Think about that. Would you say Mile right now is stronger than Assault Mode Meliodas without the commandment?
Of course.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
What?
Isn't Maya easily, aside from the Demon King and Supreme Deity, the strongest person we've seen?
Nigga,
All these
of
commandments?
course, bro.
Recorded.
Yes.
Like, what are you
Yes.
talking about?
Number
Bro, I'm
one.
saying like this is straight hate. This is straight like blasphemy,
I'm
bro.
not hating on King. I think that right now King is slapping him down, right? But here's the thing: I don't think that King could really. I don't think that right now King probably could have handled. Okay, I said this: King before couldn't handle Male when he was at 200 plus, right? Male himself wasted his own abilities going high attack after high attack after high attack after
We've
high
never.
attack.
What you talking about? We've never seen that. We've never seen anybody exhaust their magic in Taizai before.
We've never seen someone who stupid strong waste his time attacking someone with stupid powerful attacks only to go down physically or magically after a while. We talked about did you not see Hendrickson get his ass
No,
beat?
that's not what I'm talking about. I said we've never seen anybody exhaust their magic in Taizai. Name me one instance where a character said, "Oh, I'm running out of magic."
It's implied. What are you talking
It's never implied. Show me.
If
I think it's all a stamina thing.
No, 100%. No, literally 100%. No. I'm telling you 100%. If they wanted to, they could spam attacks. You could do that. In Taizai, there is no implication that you run out of magic. There is none.
Grim, relax. If they're injured or they're tired and they're utilizing a lot of magic, then they can't just keep going. Like
exactly.
Okay, I exaggerated when I said spamming. So there may be an aspect of stamina involved, but without a doubt, we have never seen an instance in a fight in Taizai, and we've seen several top tiers fight. We've seen several top tiers fight. Well, matter of fact, we've seen all the top tiers fight. We're at a point where we're mature with the top tiers fighting. Nobody's running.
What happened with King versus Hellbrum before King kind of like got his shit together? What was happening? He's getting his ass slapped out, right? Okay then, and he was, and even Hellbrum was.
He never ran out of magic. What did he do after that? He fought Hendrickson.
His stamina became an issue, and he was going down in magic. What are you talking about?
No, he wasn't. He even fought Hendrickson. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you're confusing stamina with magic. Nobody in Taizai has ever run out of magic. Meliodas has never been able to fucking conjure up, I don't have enough magic to fucking use Hellblaze. No, that's never happened. And he's fought the most out of everybody in the series. He's fought the longest out of everybody in the series.
Okay, you run out of stamina to utilize your magic.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's like this. But that's like the same thing with like chakra or something. Like, okay, you run out of the ability to use
chakra.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait, but you run out of chakra or the ability to use it, but you still have some in you. It's what's keeping you alive.
No, that what I'm saying is that, like, to use that example, chakra is like
that's physical and spiritual energy blended together.
It's like water, right?
Yes.
You put water in a container and then you open a valve, right? However long you open the valve, it'll come through. I'm simply saying that magic is not like fucking. It's infinite water, and all you have to do is fucking electricity. That's what stamina is. Stamina is the electricity for you to open that valve, but you're never gonna run out of water. You can always use your magic. That's what Taizai has shown. Not one nigga ever has ran out of magic. As long as you have.
I was about to ask that. Have we seen somebody be like, oh, my magic power is depleted, I can't use it?
Never. Not one time.
I mean,
So
We've seen
but-
from Holy Knights.
But I don't think it's infinite though. It has to be finite.
Yeah, there's
Exactly.
no way
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
infinite.
It's not
I don't think it's
It
infinite.
can't be infinite because they even said in the thing, like Zelda is, the magical power that's like was normally in the air is like all dried up. You're not gonna tell me like
We're talking
not
about.
everybody, not, you're not
the
gonna tell
magic
everyone
side of
now has
people?
like become their own personal wealth.
You guys are. I'm simply saying like. Magic is not. It's not chakra where you can't use your magic. Is what I'm saying. Like you can't utilize or deplete your magic. You have a certain level of magic, period, and it can go down just like the way that it goes down is by it being removed. Like when Galen and those guys were eating souls, they were gaining their magic level back. They weren't gaining stamina back. They weren't gaining fucking energy back. They were gaining literal magic back. It was that amplification. And what I'm saying is like it's kind of like a ammo or TNT. Like TNT. The more TNT you have, the bigger explosion you have. So the more magic that you gather, the more fucking attacks that you can produce, magical attacks, stronger that they are. That's what it seems like. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna run down this fucking hill and shit, and because I'm tired, my fucking cruel sun is gonna be weaker now. No, it's that because I ran down this hill, I can't access as much of the magic to make a bigger cruel sun. But that magic pool is still the same. That's really what I described it as. Like it's not that you have more power or your power decreases, is that how much you can draw from it. That's why they had the whole power scaling thing. That's why niggas is magic at certain things. That's why Galen can have magic at 0 and still body fucking half the 7 deadly sins without any magic. That's what I'm saying. Like stamina and magic are two different concepts in Taizai, and you do not run out of magic.
Yes, but Grimm, here's the thing, right? What I'm trying to say is that there is some correlation between the two, and you're saying that there's not.
There is. There's indeed a correlation, but correlation is not causation.
Okay.
When I run out of stamina,
I think I get what he means. Like, I think King kind of explained it. Like, you can have a whole bunch of like magic, power, but you can only draw out so much, and how much you can draw or continuously drawing out is dependent, on the person. But like for Meliodas, since he has an incredible amount of stamina, it seems like it's almost infinite because he could keep drawing out more and more.
Stamina is your ability to draw out, and magic is what you're drawing out. It's kind of like in the real world. Like you can run a 4 or 5. You can be the fastest guy in the world, but if you don't have good stamina, it doesn't matter how fast you are. You only be able to run that fast for a short while.
Wait, hold on. I just realized there was a time when someone lost most of their magical power after depleting most of it, and it was King himself when he fought against the giant golem that was attacking the Fairy King's forest. He dead ass used the true spirit spear and threw it at the dude, and then from there could not even fly
because he was physically exhausted, as we just said,
and magically exhausted.
No,
because. So you're telling me that he didn't use all of his power to dead ass kill this thing with one shot?
Bro, he's the one that they described it the most as and the most clearly.
So you tell me that he didn't waste
they draw out power. They draw out power. He has an ability to draw out. He draws. He's like a motor. He pulls at a certain rate, and he pulls from a. That's what cars do. A motor pulls oil or pulls liquid or fuel from a tank. So all these people are just motors, and their tank is their magic.
When he's physically exhausted, right? He cannot use his magic. Correct? Yes or no?
Well, when King's walking down the street, he's at a 10. I mean, he can pull out 10 magic at a time. But after he ran a marathon, King can only pull out 5 magic at a time. That's what I'm saying.
That makes sense. Okay.
Well,
I'll leave this point for now.
It's still similar to a concept of
energy. Yes, like
chakra,
energy.
In the sense, like like you said, you brought up the analogy. You run down a hill, you're not running out of chakra. You're just running down a hill. But for someone who has like an abundance of that ability, it's dependent on the person's stamina. It's physical. There's a physical and like a mental aspect of it.
You know
the person can draw out only so much, but then you have to understand like in these series, all like magic, chakra, all that stuff. It's not just their power itself. It's their life force itself.
No doubt.
I will leave it at okay. I'll end this on this like this. Grimm, I do agree with you that yes, stamina and magic devil correlation. I somewhat disagree with your idea that their magic is almost infinite. I do believe that it's somewhat finite myself. I will say this though, at the end of the day, we still don't know all too much about the magic system besides like what power levels the powers in Taizai besides what they consist of when it comes to like I guess like when it comes to like I guess classifying someone's combat strength because it's like what magic, strength, and spirit. So obviously, King who was showing hell spirit to this chapter. I'll give him that.
Um, this was an amazing chapter. 281 had a lot of ups and downs. One of the bigger parts that we're not going to be able to really get too deep into, but we'll touch on it right now, is how Gauther was able to overcome his affliction from I believe it was the
Purity.
purity.
Yeah.
What was
Essence of purity.
Essence of purity. Yeah.
Incense of purity. My bad.
Incense of purity. Yeah. So that was a really, really, really cool thing to see. That power is very, very scary. Both physical and
Natural
mental.
chemical.
The portion with Naja was dope. I like that part.
Mm.
Cause that's like the one thing about Galther to me that's interesting about.
Yeah,
So
his backstory.
to see him kind of deal with that was cool. I enjoyed that.
It's one of the more memorable ones. Like Bond's backstory, whenever you think about it, is very, very epic. Gauther's is just right up there, right above that. Meliodas is right. All the Sins have great ones. It's really, really good to see development and progression in those stories. And it's not just something that was thrown off to the side or a side story, but it actually grows the character continuously. Does anybody have any other final thoughts on 281?
I like that Galther doesn't see himself as having done anything wrong, so he's still pure in his own mind, and that broke it apparently.
Yeah, honestly, that was basically it.
That's a little broken in a way, but I guess I can kind of understand the logic. It's just very odd.
I believe
Is that what happened? What?
It's
was
how I
confused.
read it.
Okay, hold on. Let me read it because I was confused as fuck. Too. Go ahead, elaborate. How you,
That's actually a smart way to avoid getting cursed, if you think about it.
yeah. If you're
Like,
pure, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, I hate this guy for this. Let me use invasion on myself, change my memories.
Yeah, if you're aware of the curses beforehand, yeah, you could basically pick yourself up and then kind of just go in there, be immune to almost all of the other commandments. Save for like maybe what was it, pacifism, because you can't be killing in front of somebody unless like you change their memories and then they don't see you killing somebody, so then you're good. Then they're not aware of you killing them.
there's so many. There's too much to get into. We're already
Yeah.
past an hour. You're telling me that how in the world
Here we
is
go.
you not wanting to like be pure or whatever or like not seeing it as wrong does not like she said you took my purity. Like that's what she said. You took my purity. So what is how does Gauther like matter in that? He did that. So because he doesn't see it as like anything wrong, he's not afflicted
Yeah.
by it. Like what?
Well, she agreed to it,
But,
so
but it was
it's really
consensual.
not
He didn't
wrong.
rape her.
Yeah, it was consensual because I mean, like she's already dead anyway.
Now what he did later-
Okay. It was because I see because like the whole what the people wanted him to believe or the crime was that they saw it as like he did this by force and he actually killed her, but because he understood the truth was that they was consensual, and I guess that's the power was to like bring the greatest doubt to your mind. Is that what the power is? I guess to bring the greatest doubt to your head or something, or like
Basically,
bring the
Yeah.
thing that you hate the most or like the
How do
tribute
you know it was
you the most.
consensual, though?
Nah, bro. She gave it up, bro. She basically threw it at him, bro. Relax.
Wow.
And then he was just trying to fix her by giving his own heart, which
And then
he could have done it in a better way.
Sacred treasure, activate.
These
Hey,
like
man.
we're gonna have to do a bigger reread, and we may even be doing it as a group because like some of these stories are gonna be intricate. And later on, once Taizai finishes, I want to do a whole video essay series where it's basically like the stories of these people, and these niggas are gonna be fucking tragic. As much as Naya hates Gauther, Gato
We might
probably
have to-
has top five backstory.
We might have to cover some of the side stories, like the troll queen, because that came out, and I believe it's almost going to be finished next volume. So we might have to do that too. I have like a Tumblr.
I didn't even hear about that. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I
man.
don't.
Yeah.
I'm confused. What?
I saw a
Okay,
poll.
okay.
Queen?
Okay. Oh, yes. So I don't believe you guys remember this, but I think it was when it was very early on. The Sins were coming back from one of their missions, and I believe they were talking about, oh yeah, do you think we're gonna get rewarded for subjugating the Troll Queen? And then I think it was Merlin who was all like, or we're gonna get chastised for breaking the Druid's altar. Well, there's a side story that came out that was basically covering it, kind of like the Vampires of Ironburg. Same deal. And I think they've had like maybe 3 volumes covering it. Might even be 4.
Volumes?
Yeah.
Like
Each
covers
volume,
the-
like, it comes out in chapter. Yeah.
It covers the story when they got framed, and when they all split up.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that one like a few days ago actually. I think
Yeah,
didn't
so
somebody
that
post it
one-
in Discord?
I don't. I. Hold on.
Oh, guys, we're getting to that ad.
We are. Yeah. My bad.
We're
Guys,
getting meta.
like and subscribe. Check out the links to the Discord and to our Instagram and Twitter, where we talk about a lot more. All the guys in here are usually in there all the time, just leisurely. So if you guys want to talk to them, talk about any ideas, theories you had, anything that came to your mind, they're usually here to freely discuss. So am I. Join us in those social medias. Like, subscribe. For those of you One Punch Man guys, we're having a One Punch Man podcast soon coming up, so watch out for that announcement. Stay tuned and look out for the 7 Deadly Sins 282 predictions. This chapter was a lot. I kind of want to do another stream just to keep going because there's a lot to fucking talk about. So look out for like a special video like that, guys. But besides that, yo!